children this year just started. That's only by the police, not including retardeds. Part of my punch, not feeling it be correct. Tell me what response deserve all the respect. When you make it, when your honor, don't care about your honor each year. Averaging a G, including with Obama. Tell me a Democrat, give a motherfuck. That them same patriarchs raping mothers, killing sons. That them same allegots by the water blocking the sun. That them same astronauts by the border shooting guns. Come, I got a story to tell about this youth name. Well, I met him in jail, learned a few things, cause he couldn't make bail. And see freedom ain't reign, so he's locked in his cell. That's the child who fell on his people, he wouldn't sing till them all go to hell.
Kimberly in the building, what's up, Kim? A woman leader who's saving lives. Kimberly Wimberly.
Two lives for the lost souls. Two bars for barcodes. Too smart for them smartphones. My telepath till the soul starts.
I know you are, girl. I know you are.
He's told to the marshal. Secretly barred the Mars code. CPR colossal. Universe cities unfold. Rock roll. Find they place or mind they place. Let them know they house ain't safe. They kids ain't safe. Let them know they spouse will wait for rise and waste. Let them know despite they fake, they souls will shake. Follow them home. Shake them out, wallow in zone. And I ain't talking no browser, search for the chrome. This back you get crowded, you never alone. They say quiet, get louder, Beanie to Simone, bro. Goddamn Mississippi. It's so New York City, Cali, Tennessee, Boston. Canada to the west side.
Not you guys.
Killer cops, killer cops.
Cops. Gotta go.
Knock it low. It's gain control.
And that is Ambrosia Spirit's latest released single, not from his album that he just released,
No.
but a song that absolutely had to come out after last week.
Yeah, and I know I'm gonna play it again because that's what I'm feeling right now. So, you know, we don't normally pour libations. We might have to make this a segment of our session. So we're gonna do libations right now, just real briefly, real swift. We send out our libations. If you're not familiar with it, it's a ritual. It's not a particularly religious connection or affiliation. It's just a spiritual connection. So, in the spirit of good news, it's really tough to have some good news this week, as y'all all know, I'm sure, especially our people out here in New York and on this time zone. We have people throughout the world, but we like to pour some libations, and if you want to click or say something in the comments, you can, and we'll read it out. But yeah, we want to take a moment, as many moments as we can. But for George Floyd, we say Ache, and we pour, and we bring it down, and we remember, we honor, and we continue to move in that frequency, in the spirit of resistance. This is 1010 WINDZ, mind you, so we are going, and I'm going to rely mostly on my co-host right here, or I'm her co-host, either way, I'm bringing more good news. There's a lot of frustrating news, and but we like to set that off. And this segment we want to dedicate and honor George Floyd and and many. The list is
Too many.
too damn fucking long of all the people that have been slaughtered, assassinated by police, by the state, by people who are not even authored by the state, Ku Klux Klan members disguised as whatever you may want to feel or think them as. And we'd like to say Ashe to their spirits, their souls. On a good note, I believe one of our first hip hop summer camps for social justice was around Trayvon,
Yep.
right? And we had the youth. And I do want to just start off by saying that I have been inspired and I have been seeing people do particular things. And because we have a virtual thing, I haven't talked to my co-host yet about it, but Urban Art Beat, we hope will do a virtual hip hop summer camp for social justice involving our international community out in Iceland, which we work with in Belgium, in Germany, and in New York City. And we're going to discuss these issues in further detail. And I haven't worked it out in my head yet because I just thought about it. So we're going to do that. So Ashe to all of our beautiful people. And sit back and relax. We only got a few minutes, and we're going to give you the good news.
The good news.
Reporting to you live from the epicenter of innovation and
Creation.
this is 1010 Wins. You give us what's good, and we'll give you a world. Another world is possible.
Because of you.
There it is.
There it is.
Rosa Bettina.
And that's
take us
our
away.
thank you, co-host,
Yeah.
Spirit Child, Juan Gonzalez. This is my first, our first story tonight is you. So I see Kimberly Wimberly on here. She is an educator. I see perhaps Danielle Barrow in disguise. Yes, everybody wears the mask. Everybody wears the mask. So the first story is absolutely, I want to report back on an event that we had last night where there were people coming in to celebrate matriarchy from all over the world and multiple generations. So intergenerational and international, and that's how we do it. We had really powerful performances from the West Coast to Ireland to Iceland to Ecuador. I'm not sure if he was in Ecuador, if he was in Iceland, but we had such an incredible, diverse crew last night, and I really want to thank Kimberly and thank Danielle for helping set that up.
And your mama's on.
And
I think it's the
my
first time.
mama's
So
on.
speaking of
10
matriarchs, hey, hola, Mama Marie.
This is incredible. Yes, may the matriarch, absolutely. So it was just a beautiful event. My mother wrote some incredible poetry, and we heard a violinist, we heard an opera singer, and we all were centered around the idea of honoring people that do good work in the community. And the feedback that we got afterwards was that it was very, very necessary. And that is always the truth. So whenever there is bad news, there is the equal, if not more, amount of good news, and that's what we are here to shout out. So we are glad that you are here, and we are glad that we have each other as community. So that is our first story. Our second story is about women leaders, and while I am talking about our international Vietnam a little bit, I'm going to ask my co-host here to bring up the video that emailed you about Rachel Cargle.
Uh-oh.
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
So
I'm trying to do tech at the same time, and for some people, our people on some reason our people on Instagram are not able to hear us, and we want to tell people. We'll try to send a message there and let them know to check us out on Facebook, because unfortunately or fortunately, I'm not really sure, this is the wave of what we're on right now. So Miss Bettina just told me not too long ago that there's something that I'm supposed to play here. So I'm gonna look for it. Is it the pic or is it the video? Video.
Video.
All right,
Yes,
video.
yes. So,
Okay.
all right. So we like to do international work. That is our community. And we saw a recent article about Vietnam. We've been shouting out the leaders across the time that we've started with 1010 Wins, and many of the countries that have women as their leader are really fighting COVID in a way that is prefigurative and in a way that is not looking at profit, right? So those places, those countries, those states that are not thinking about their bottom line in terms of product are doing a much better job, shockingly, in saving their people. And so we will put a link to this in our feed. But Vietnam has an extraordinarily low amount of cases. So shout out to Vietnam and the folks holding it down out there. Incredible news. Yes, yes. And all right, we've got lots of folks coming in on Instagram. Our second woman leader that we want to shout out for tonight is a woman named Rachel Cargill. And I also have to shout out the principal at the school I work for. And I don't know if I can get in trouble for this, but screw it. We're all in this together. And
Listen,
we
you know what we
keep
do?
ourselves alive.
We do what we do, and then we ask permission later.
That's right.
You know, so
That's right.
I mean, we're revolutionaries, and you know, yeah, it is what it is. So if they take us down for showing something that needs to be addressed for the public, it says a public address on revolution. So I mean,
That's
I
true.
feel like it's for the public, so
That's true.
it should be good for us.
So shout out to Jess Strong. She is an incredible leader and principal, and I think that she is also putting herself out there in the work that she's doing. So she's pushing us. We are a staff at my school of mostly white folks, and she is pushing us past that that stage of guilt where you get a little you can get paralyzed, and the stage of just, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. So she's really pushing us in terms of what are we doing and how are we changing our tactics and our curriculum. She's not the only one. There's a full group of people on staff that are doing amazing things. And I know that there are principals and educators all across the planet that are just like not sleeping because they are thinking of ways that they can use their platform and their teams to really enact radical social change. So it's really fantastic. She showed us this video this morning, and I just want to share a piece of it with you. I think a lot of folks, since I met Spirit in 2013, and he talks revolution like some people brush their teeth. So we've had a lot of time to talk about revolution, and many people are afraid of it, but that is truly what we need. So it was very, very invigorating to hear this woman, Rachel Cargill, who's also an educator, speak on revolution. So this is a piece from her public address on revolution, and I believe the part we would like to show starts at 10:31, if you don't mind.
Oh wow, she's giving me timestamps. She did
Time
not.
stamps.
All right, cool.
Yes.
I like to be challenged. I'm a Gemini, so I really
Yes,
appreciate
birthday week.
I appreciate the challenge. I'm good. We're good. We got it.
Good. All right.
All right, there it is. You
Over to
ready?
you.
Okay, cool. So for those of you who are joining us on Instagram, please do tune in on Facebook. We are doing a live. Hopefully you can hear us, and we are sharing and showing a video as well as other things. But that's what we're doing right now.
You won't be able to hear from your platform.
You won't hear it.
Critical knowledge plus radical empathy plus intentional action. I suggest that you tap into each part of this equation to give yourself a more grounded approach to being involved in the revolutionary change we are seeking today. By critical knowledge, I mean taking the time to seek out and pull from credible sources to get a real understanding of what is happening and what it stems from. Too often in this country, the voices of the marginalized are spoken for at the hands of white academics, white journalists, and white media outlets. The Black community has a deeply dedicated community of writers, artists, and creatives sharing our story. Take time to seek them out and hear them and affirm their realities. The next aspect is radical empathy. This moves past the passive empathy that we are often taught that usually ends when we utter the words, "I feel you." This is an empathy that moves past just having the ability to understand or share the experiences of others. It is a radical empathy that calls you to hold yourself accountable for how you play into the pain of others. This is a critical aspect of the equation that you cannot ignore. Lastly, intentional action. Tonight, I'm going to offer action steps you can take right now to make a difference. We all exist with various levels of access, privilege, platform, ability, and the like. I encourage you to glean from those suggestions in every possible way you are personally able to take action. And then hold your communities accountable for doing the same. It is not enough to feel sad. It is not enough to be shocked. It is not enough to wonder how this could have happened again. Indeed, it is offensive for you to approach the Black community and say, "I had no idea." It's offensive for anyone to disregard the blatant ways that Black lives are being murdered and discarded across the country. With this public address,
That is Rachel Cargill, ladies and gentlemen, and she's an educator and also a writer, an academic, and yes, we really appreciate her shouting out, seeking out those local organizations that are doing the work and that have trained. We are never, ever, ever done training. We are never done. Yes, hi Jennifer. We are never done learning, and we are always, always, always going to be making some mistakes.
Yeah. And peace, Angie, and say what's up to Ali, another matriarch who has several children, a nice tribe out there in the Boogie Down Bronx. Yeah. Give it back to you.
Back to me.
Back to
All
you.
right.
That's all I
Back to
wanted to
me.
say.
Okay. So thank you. All right. So our next story is about Black men celebrities, and that's your story.
It's my story. So good news is, we can never do enough. Shout out to all the people. I haven't seen what Chance the Rapper is doing right now, but I know he has something cooking, I'm pretty sure. But what we've seen is big up to Jamie Foxx right now for going out to Minnesota and telling the people that he was there as a Black man and not there as a celebrity or movie star. So big up to Jamie Foxx. And we need more celebrities to do that. Also, big up to Denzel Washington. Thank you, Danette, for sharing that. Denzel apparently was just strolling through in his whip, and he saw something going down by police, and he didn't really appreciate or like what was happening. He intervened, and the video is titled "Training Day" by Denzel Washington for the LAPD. So what he did was it could have got crazy, like all of our situations, and the people obviously recognized who Denzel was. He intervened, handed our brother who was homeless a few masks, and pretty much he was on his way. He didn't get arrested. He de-escalated that situation. Also, LL Cool J, coming back from Rock the Bells, now he's got that energy. Apparently, big up to Danette again for sharing that. Apparently, he also showed and shared his frustration, his vigor, his passion for the Black community. So we love that. Nick Cannon, I don't know, whatever. It's all good. But hey, the more the merrier. You know what I'm saying? Especially if you Black. So and he expressed his empathy and his solidarity and reconnection to the Black community. So big up to Nick Cannon for that. And I'm pretty sure there's more celebrities that have been doing their things. But right now, those are the ones that we want to highlight and say thank you. And and we look forward to you doing more and consistently, and we look forward to you talking to your counterparts, your colleagues in the industry, and um, obliging them to be a part of this struggle if they haven't been already. If they were sleeping, wake them up. It is time. We need them all. So that is my segment on black men celebrities who are honoring the code. NYPD has a blue code. The police department has a blue code. We should have a black code, and that black code should be a genetic code that, if you don't remember, should be within you, and it always should come out, especially during these times.
Thank you.
Yeah. Wow.
We loved them before, we love them now.
Yeah.
Thank you, black male celebrities. Our next story. Da, 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 da. Artists are still getting into prisons, part 2. So Spirit works closely with an organization called Comusec. Comusec, yes, that's ours out in Europe. And he also works here in the States with Jesse Kilgus and Nate. Hi.
Peace.
And has worked at Rikers, and they're doing a lot of great cross collaboration. And I need you to help me out. I can't get past the mosaic. My God.
Well, you can't get past Mosaic on what?
Jesse and Nate's organization.
Music Cambia.
Music Cambia. See, it has music and C's in it, and I'm a visual learner.
Big up to Music Cambia. Do you want me to take that one, or you got it? You go.
Well,
go ahead. Say what you got to say on it.
They are going to be coming on live next week, which is super exciting. And they go into prison in Sing Sing, but obviously they cannot go in there now. So they've been making videos, having all of their artists create videos, and they work under Carnegie Hall, right? And with
they work in their cohort. They're collaborators and conspirators.
We love collaboration.
Yes.
So some of their participants are just incredible musicians, and they have a gala coming up, and the work that they do is just incredible. And yeah, they're going to come on and talk more about it. And we're excited to have them.
Yeah, we'll show some videos next week. It's musiccambia.org. They've been doing primarily a lot of their work has been at Sing Sing, which I've been privileged to be a part of and honored. I'm a program director there for the JEPTA portion, which that program is basically working with people in the mental health unit, and we're doing songwriting workshops around hip hop. And obviously there's always things when we do hip hop pedagogy, there's always little nuances of us sprinkling more revolutionary pedagogy within. But the participants have been amazing. And as you all know, it's been really difficult to continue that work due to COVID. Not to forget that there is a pandemic, if you haven't remembered. I mean, it's everything, every sign is out there. Because of everything that's going on, the intensity of our country, they have figured ways to transition into a digital realm. And they've also collaborated with Tommy over at Right Now Project at Rikers Island. And we have offered a few curricula online lesson plans for them, about 5 mini lessons, which they've been sharing to the facilities. I just found out today, which we could talk about later, but they're also, and we'll list this, at San Quentin, George Jackson. They have San Quentin. They are now going to another one of the facilities that they are going to also give some of the lesson plans that we have done for Rikers there, and at another facility out in LA. So the online work that we're doing is continuing, and they're able to just copy, remix, and spread it out. It's a lot about revolutionary matriarchy, women, mothers, not just writing songs, but why you're writing songs, what's your purpose, what's your identity, who you are, self-determination, revolution, blackness. That is what our kind of constitution consists of. So big up to Jesse and Nate. You'll see them next week. They'll talk more about it. They have an e-gala coming up June 18th. e-gala, which we're inspired by because we never thought of having an e-gala. Everything's been canceled. Usually they have their stuff around May. And we're curious to see how they're continuing to function, and that's good news, how they're continuing to keep the fire burning and the work turning during this time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. Beautiful.
Yeah.
Story numero 5. Number 5, gifts from grandma. So my mom is here on the line. She is shouting out Royce White, who stands up in spite of anxiety to lead protests. And my mom has always been a source of information. She loves to study. She loves to be up on things. And in terms of homeschooling, because this tonight we're really focusing a lot on what's happening in terms of education. In terms of homeschooling, my kids really miss her, and she's great in the garden. So she started taking videos of herself gardening and showing them how to do it, and we use that as part of our homeschool lessons. So a really simple way to get in contact with folks in your life is to ask them to send little videos. At school where I work, it was College and Career Week, and we bring in people. It's a great way to spice up your curriculum, is having special guests. And we all know, all of us here on this, in this community, we know really great people. So it takes like 10 minutes at the most if you're picky to make a little video and send it. So just a little pedagogical tip.
And I forgot about this week. Big up to Gabriella. I forgot that we were going to focus more on pedagogy. And throughout this month of June, I think we'll hone in a bit more, being that the season of education is coming to a close. We're going to talk about
It
what
never
the real
ends. The learning never ends.
We're going to talk about the real education that always begins when everything turns off with the lights. But training day, Denzel taught the police officers how to interact with black men in the community, how to de-escalate, how to make it not a provocative situation, and to make it chill. You know what I'm saying? So I just wanted to kind of guide and gear our good news in that pedagogical form. Obviously, Music Cambia is doing pedagogy, and we're highlighting them because of their pedagogical and pedagogists and pedagogists within this alternative universe that we have. So, yeah, I just wanted to say that. I forgot that thank you for bringing the
No problem.
pedagogy
Focus
back.
We're working it out.
We're working it out. We're working it together, working it through.
Yes, and just to give you a heads up, coming up towards the end, we're going to ask you for your rituals that work in terms of learning. So, and in terms of teaching, because we have some amazing teachers here with us tonight. So, you can go ahead and drop that in the chat, rituals that work in terms of learning and teaching. So that's coming up. Few minutes. All right.
Can I say, while you look through the cards, Angie, and this also my cousin and Ali, big up to y'all, and especially your daughters who are going out to protest and who are looking into this. I would say we want to drop some just a little bit. We've been doing this for a while, and I think it's really important that they not only research and learn about, which, thank you, Jennifer, my cousin hit me up just yesterday and was talking about her daughter kind of being beyond upset, during these times. But one thing that she used, my cousin, was telling her that this is not a new situation. This has always been existing, always been going on. And she asked her to research and to go Amadou Diallo and Rodney King and search and see why black people are mad, why we're mad, why this is not a just system. But I will also encourage the parents, since we're speaking on pedagogy, to guide your children through that. It is a really slippery slope when you just tell them to go online and search for something. Just try to mentor them a little bit, and it's okay. Introduce them to Malcolm, introduce them to Martin, introduce them to Marcus Garvey if they haven't, George Jackson, the Black Liberation Army, Black Panther Party, the free breakfast programs that they provided. sickle cell anemia in the community, dealing with the illness and dis-ease that the country and this state was not paying attention to. The fact that Black people have always stood up for themselves, picking up their own garbage in situations where people wouldn't even come to. So I think it's important to not only highlight and to speak about what we're doing in reaction or response to, but to also give homage to those who have prefigured and talked about ways to better our communities, and to know that even beyond whatever people are doing, um, the government is not with us, right? So we have to do for ourselves, and we've always found alternatives to do for ourselves, and usually, most cases, this is why they target our communities. To be independent, to be self-sustaining is not something that the government wants or advocates for. They want you to rely upon them. They want you to be docile. They want you to be just praying to their almighty dollar, and to know that communities, organizations continue even today to exist and resist is not something that they like. So we're open for that, especially young people. I say personally, I'm available for all of our young people, even our adults. I said it last week. I'll say it every week. I said it the week before. We do trainings. We offer pedagogical resources and all that. Hit me up. Hit us up. You're on this thread, whether you're on Instagram or whether you're on Facebook. Most of y'all already know who we are. So we've been doing this, and we're going to continue to do this. So reach out to us if you have no other resources, and we will speak through it, guide you through it, and walk through it and work it out.
Yes. Yes.
Sorry, I just said.
No, it's all right. We start. I mean, Barrow's on here. Kimberly's on here. I don't even know if Kimberly knows yet, but we're gonna rope you in to be a part of a white maroon book club coming up this summer. And details coming up. All right. Oh, the block is hot. Can you feel it? We're like shaking.
Yes.
Someone just drove by with some real good music. All right. On our next one is lovers and trends. Yes. So there is a trend right now to donate, right? There's a lot of people. I'm getting tons of emails asking for donations, and I got some really good news just today in my inbox from Jessie Kilgus, who is a friend of ours, and she donated to Urban Art Beat, and then I wrote back, and we have two different programs happening that I gave her a choice to donate to. She said she doesn't mind, but she gave me some good news about that she sees a lot of people that are supporting like really big organizations, right? Like ACLU, Black Lives Matter, etc. But it's really the smaller ones, as Rachel Cargill was saying. It's the smaller ones where you know the people that are doing the work that stretch the dollar even further, so they don't have to pay for like fancy flyers or platforms or office spaces. So thank you to Jessie for the donation, but also the good news is this. Brooklyn Bail Fund got so many donations recently, Brooklyn Bail Fund, that they have started to donate their donations to other bail funds, right? So as we know, it's extremely unequal when you cannot pay bail and you're stuck in there. So like we still have this money system that's absolutely racist. So shout out to Brooklyn Bail Fund. And that's a trend that we would like to see continue. So
yeah, shout out to Brooklyn Bail Fund. Also, Natalie joined us on Instagram. Big up to Natalie. I know you shared that resource before with and about projects, Brooklyn Bail Fund, and many other resources that you provided. There are many individuals, organizations that are doing the work, that have continued through the work. If you are an ally, if you're somebody who's looking to direct your energy, your body, your mind, your soul, or your money, definitely hit us up, and we'll provide some possibilities for you if you don't already see them. We can really definitely hook you up with those resources. So yeah, that's cool.
Yes. Kimberly with a ritual. I love it.
You want to read
Should
a
we
ritual?
skip to that?
Yeah, I mean,
yeah, it's right there. Let's do it. Let's do it. All right. So rituals that work.
You skip around. We're not really.
Right? We're flexible. You know, we're student centered. That means that we work with what we got. So she said, creating spaces where questions are valued and guide learning. Yes, beautiful. Spirit is putting things over the word, so I can't quite see it. Asking students meaningful questions at all levels that could have many answers. Letting young people ask so many questions and teaching them the skill and importance of asking questions, and let those guide the work. So it's amazing the things that make me want to cry. So yes, if you haven't been inside a public school classroom in a while, it's incredible how often that does not happen, where students are able to ask questions and really like grapple with the material. So rituals that work, yes, asking, asking questions, and um, having the students lead the discussion with their thoughts. Obviously, they'll be more engaged when they are the ones that are asking the questions. So, shout out to Kimberly with that tip for rituals that work. And this just in. uh, yes, Barrow is down for summer camp. All right. She is running one now. Yes, she is. Leadership, I believe, is on. And it's working. Okay. I mean, Barrow just doesn't like to sleep. That's basically what it is. I think she might be, allergic to pillows, or I don't know what it is, but this woman does not sleep. So yes, we have another co-collaborator. Um, absolutely.
So we'll call you on. I mean, the way we have modeled our summer camps have been pretty fluid, but there are various aspects to it, and obviously this online digital phase will take a new avenue. We did our hip hop summer camp almost a year to date in Iceland for the first time. We were supposed to be back out there for the second time. Big up to Jade once again, and as we're talking, I'm going to try to find some videos and or footage, or at least pictures of where he is and what he was doing. He has don't do that.
Sorry.
Right, but he has been very critical in providing the youth a platform. And after the summer camp, he has been consistent. They have been coming to his home, practicing DJing, writing, storytelling. He has just been mentoring them as a man. Most of them are young men that have been coming to him. They're also young men or women that were in our summer camp, but specifically bringing in these young people who are also asylum seekers, out in Iceland, providing a culture. And one of them came to our session last night, made the matriarchs, which we got to show this at some point. We're going to show this video. It was so powerful. We're going to do it maybe once every 3 months. We'll talk about that later. But it was so great. I had a great time. I know Kimberly just talked about it earlier, and like Barrow was holding it down, and all the people that were joining us on that. We were providing a soul session, which is what we normally do in the New Black Arts Movement, which we haven't really talked about, but some of y'all who know, y'all know. But just providing this platform for the youth to feel safe and to feel included, and comfortable. He not only brought youth, but he brought youth that wanted to talk and to share. And at one point, we were just moving along and saying, anybody want to sign up? And then one of the young people was like, yeah, I want to go on, where they just wanted to say who they were, and inspiring them to do that. And also the people who are not poets were writing poetry. My sister was on. Big up to Amara, who gave her testimony. And we're going to share that video with you because we did record it.
As soon as we get in with the Zoom key.
Yeah, Kimberly, we'll talk to you about that. We'll figure that out, but it's all good.
Yes. Beautiful. Our next two stories, I'm going to combine them a little bit. Okay, so we always want to shout out Mother Earth, who is taking this COVID opportunity to heal a lot, because we are not buying as much, we are not flying as much, and that is a wonderful thing. And combining it with our homeschool heroes and sheroes. And I know you're going to bring up shade, and I think it's all going to tie in great together. So Mother Earth is a beautiful teacher, and for those of us that are home or have access to even like a little teeny plot where you can plant seeds in like a window basket, it's a teacher of patience. So I'm not a big person. I'm not very patient, but I do like to push myself to like bake and cook, and I bring the little ones along with me. And Spirit has been working a lot in the garden and just made some incredible organic soil. And they came along, and Rhea was singing worm, worm, gummy, worm.
Worm. Yeah, I mean, look, listen. I mean, it's. Um, mm, I, when we speak about Mother Earth centeredness, I couldn't find a greater meditation um, than reconnecting. Obviously, in the States is really, we're not. It's not. It's not Mama Africa, but at the same time, it's just it is still La Tierra, and it is still Pachamama wherever we are. And we've had leaves in the back, and we were able to take what people consider waste and reproduce it into and create some really dope organic um, black gold. Crazy how they say that, right? We also have vermicompost and we have worms that we've been also producing with compost. So, I mean, we'll try to shout that out as much as possible. But the good news is you can do a lot with what you throw away. And we're, as an ecosystem, as a community, we should also consider as we fight for social injustice, we can also fight for the justice of Mother Earth and give back and getting your hands in the dirt. Aside from all the work that needs to happen, and big up to all the people um, that have been protesting and rallying throughout the world and showing their solidarity. Thank you so much. We need that. We love that. Staten Island, we were part of. There was a protest out.
Oh, the volume's
here.
so off on Instagram.
I don't know how to fix that. I'm sorry, Instagram. That's why I keep telling y'all gotta come on the platform. But uh, uh, and they probably just marketing that and figuring that out. But also Bed-Stuy had a rally today, and we wanna send love and light to all of those who are being on the front line, and we also want to say to the people that if you are if you're white, right? If you're white and you feel that beyond money and donations and stuff that you want to do, I'm gonna say this. Jokingly, we were saying, speaking earlier, and I normally I don't like to just throw shit out, but you know, wear a red dress, go out to a protest, and show your best, and be in between the police and the people that are seen. Okay, so there's something about your energy. If you feel like you're not welcomed or you don't know, put yourselves there, because a lot of people, um, black and brown, right, are pretty exhausted in cleaning up this shit. Okay, so the good news is that your role can be a very pivotal and critical role, right? The chances of you getting run over by a car or a horse from a police officer is a bit more minimal, especially with a red dress, right? Than individuals who are out there protesting and doing their thing. So I encourage and implore you, if you're afraid, don't be afraid. Um, we've been victimized and brutalized for years. So if you're able and willing, and you have that particular energy, please do come out and support with your bodies. And the money is all good, but it's not about capital. You know what I'm saying? Capital has not stopped this, and it won't stop it. And it's about all of us putting our hands in the dirt and getting dirty. So that's the analogy of Mother Earth. And I'll try to figure out this Instagram thing. You take it away.
Thank you, sir. So yes, back to we are learning so much from each other. My mom just wrote in inch by inch, row by row. So we can be the when I say we, I'm speaking to the white community. We can be the marigolds that protect the plants from the insects. So if you know much about gardening, you can layer it so that some plants protect other plants, and we need to be strength based. So bringing it back to pedagogy, what are our strengths? What are our resources? And we need to really be creative, as Rachel Cargill has challenged us at the beginning of this program. Be creative about how we do that and do that in a safe way. So another thing that we are learning, and when I say homeschool heroes and sheroes, that's everybody now, right? We're all learning. We're all learning from home. There's a lot of us taking extra classes, extra courses online. We are learning from the news, and one good news story that happened. Actually, it is trending. You can go in our trending section, but the collaboration of bus workers, transit workers saying, no, we are not going to be taking all of these protesters to prison. So, as you know, in many places, the city government works together, and the city buses will take, when employed, will take folks to prison. And in Minneapolis and in New York City, they refuse to do that. And also, you wanted to talk about the schools in Minneapolis?
Yeah. We're not sure Minnesota out there. There was we're seeing some reports coming in, and we'll get back to you on that. But allegedly, the schools were breaking their contract with the local police departments. They're breaking up with them in solidarity and saying that we do not condone these actions, and we think y'all pretty fucked up, and we don't want to be a part of it. And they're supposed to be renegotiating this week, so we don't have the full news. Hopefully on Monday, the good news, good news, at least it's good news that they're considering. The good news is that they'll break up indefinitely, and there won't be a connection, which no public school or institution should be embedded with the local law enforcement to begin with. That's just a conflict of like serious social interest. But that's another story.
Another story. Story number 9. This is where you can drop some in the chat. Rituals that work for you. Rituals of teaching and learning. Yes, Madame Marguerite is in the building. She's
But
on
she
Instagram.
can't hear you on
You can't hear
Instagram.
me. Go to Facebook, girl. Go to Stubbs. Tell her go to Stubbs. Tell her, use Stubbs' account. All right. Rituals that work. Beautiful. Ooh, someone has written like a whole lesson plan. Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, so
Oh, you put it up?
yeah, these babies need to learn how to feed themselves. Yes,
Oh,
yes.
Amara. Okay.
Amara.
All right, what you got to say, Amara?
Love it.
All right.
Not so much a ritual, but my kids are always more willing to learn when I show that I'm also learning. Yes, girl, you got it. That's sign her up. Growing, relearning with them. As far as educating our kids, everything going on in the world has reminded me how much the school isn't teaching my babies. Real history, our culture, etc., of course, but also I need to dive and learn how to plant and grow. These babies need to learn how to feed themselves, how to get medicine from the earth. Yes, hallelujah. How to depend on the land, all of the things Yvonne tried to teach. That's grandma that I wasn't interested in. Yes, we sometimes the gifts are right there in our kitchens, right? In our kitchens, in our backyards. And sometimes we don't pay attention until we get woke up. And here we are. That's my next goal. This will be my homeschool science for the summer and beyond. Send me your tips and vibrations because my thumb isn't green. Mom, tips and vibrations. Yeah, we don't have green thumbs. We just have enthusiasm.
We're very ambitious over here. You know, I think for me, for anybody who's doing this, and I could be a great advocate or commercial for it, it's you learn as you grow. I mean, that's what we're doing.
Yeah.
I've unfortunately have probably um, uh, killed quite a few worms in the process by neglect, and then now they're nourished and they're healthy. Um, we had tomatoes, and some of them didn't make it. But you learn as you grow. It's just like anything else, you know. So green thumbs. I mean, you accumulate them. I mean, I feel like yeah, you can go the process of like going to a school, whatever. But just getting in the dirt and being with the earth is where the work is most necessary and needed. I mean,
Yes.
just try to do it. And we can talk about it. We'll work something out. Maybe I'll make my little failing gardening video or something like that.
Failing gardening. That's good. We learn FADF. We learn from what we actually learn more when we fail. So we have to, take that into consideration.
Oh, cool. They hear us now. What up,
yeah,
Instagram?
yay.
I'm so
All right.
sorry. I don't know what the problem was, but we're here now.
We're
You can
learning.
catch us on 1010 Wins. Soel Spirit Child Phoenix on Facebook, and we'll have the video there. We'll try to upload it again. You missed a lot, but you're always with us and we're here. So
Yeah.
we're good.
It's Marge. She always with us. So since Marge is here, I'm going to share one ritual. I don't know if you have another ritual that you think works. But we, at our camps, at our summer camps, in our soul sessions, we do libations. And we started out the evening with libations and for people that have passed. And I am finding that particular ritual extremely helpful in these times as we are losing more and more people, to have this ritual where we know that even if they are not with us on this earth, they are still with us. They are still teaching us when they're gone. And to ask other folks to share the people that they honor, that is such a powerful ritual.
Mm-hmm.
And it just has helped me with the cycle of life.
Yeah. So in the spirit of that, before we close out, which we're closing out pretty soon, drop some names of your ancestors so we can shout them out. We'll close with libations. We'll close with a song. So drop the names in. Grandmothers, great grandmothers, grandfathers, people that you feel connected to, your heroes, your sheroes, your weirdos, whoever is no longer on this planet Earth can use your light by saying their name. You bring them powerful might into our everyday situation. So drop some names. I don't see anything, but you're there. So drop names,
Well, you gotta
whether
scroll.
whether you're on
There's new comments. You
Instagram,
gotta scroll.
whether you're on Instagram or whether
Yes.
you're on Facebook, whatever it is, put in the comments, say something, say some names, and we'll make sure we shout them out.
All right, so this is the part of the evening where we talk about family, friends, and we might have some freestyles, which is you this evening, dropping some folks that have passed on that you are still learning from. It's Pride Month.
Whoa!
That's good news.
Whoa!
And
That's here already, huh?
That's here. It's
It's
June.
here and it's queer
June
already.
1st.
Hey.
We're here. We're queer. We're not going shopping.
Whoa!
We're not going shopping.
That's right.
Yes. Beautiful. So Marguerite has said Margarita, Angelina, Joanne, and my love Crystal. Oh yes, baby girl. And Uncle Joey. Yes. So I have an uncle as well who has taught me so much about pride. Uncle John Francis Xavier Wade. He is my mentor. He was an activist. He never backed down from a challenge and always had a plan. And I'm still learning from him. Still can hear his voice in my head when we don't do walkthroughs before we have our events, even a live event like this. Yes, John Francis Xavier Wade, gardener and activist. Thank you, Mom. Thank you. Who else? Who else can you shout out to me?
We can shout out many. Are you? Do you have? Let them roll with it. In libations, usually it takes people a while because they're pretty quiet. It's new for some people, so keep dropping names. We're gonna leave some space and some time for you to drop names. Miss Bettina, if
We
you
have
got more,
Go ahead.
if you have more to say or share, we could do that, and we'll get to it. Do you have anything else? Because I have something for the libation. I'm gonna do something.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay, got
So
you.
you can keep,
So
you
in
can keep
the
it moving.
you mean in terms of news stories?
Yeah, I'll get back to
Alright,
live. We're gonna
alright.
close. We're gonna circle back. So keep saying your names. Keep putting it out. Don't worry, we'll shout it out,
Okay.
and we're gonna get to that. I got something for it. I'm thinking
Okay.
of something for it.
I think my last news story is that they passed gay marriage in Costa Rica.
Hey.
So, and that is a ritual that works. It's fighting for your rights and not giving up.
Costa Rica, Nicaragua, Dominican Republic, Mother's Day yesterday, this past weekend. Big up to all the mamas, all the matriarchs. I don't know what other places are celebrating or have celebrated Mother's Day this past weekend, but we love you, mamas, throughout this world. You make it move.
It's true.
Yeah? Yeah. Okay, cool. So what I'm gonna do right here, because I'm feeling ready and queer, so we're gonna do it. We're gonna do it. So what I'm gonna do is, pardon if I mispronounce some of the names. Okay? So normally we just imagine yourself in a room or in a space or outdoors. You can close your eyes. You don't have to look at the screen. The screen is not important. The screen is what connects us, but it's not us. So close your eyes if you're with us. It's better when you close your eyes. And try to root yourself. If you're sitting down or if you're standing up, whatever it is, put your feet to the ground as if you were standing on Pachamama, barefoot, digging to the earth, the dirt. Imagine that energy. However you pray, if you do pray, whatever you do when you do your ceremonies, and honor your people, take deep breaths. Breaths are always good. Breathe in, breathe out. And because it's so good, do it again. Breathe in, breathe out. I'm not necessarily a yogi or one for constant meditation, but I know it helps for clarity. And just because we like 3 as a magic number, breathe in one more time, very deep to your stomach. Breathe out. You can keep your eyes closed if you're not adding more names on this thing here. And what we want to do is provide some energy and love to the names. So I'll do my best to say the names in this particular order. It's really hard to read all the time. If you're on Instagram, we're reading names from Facebook, but you can also add your names here if you're from here or on here and you want to add names to people that are no longer with us. It could be your grandmother, your great grandmother, your father, your whoever, cousins, people you idolize that are role models, and we want to say their names out loud. So, many lives have been expired, but they're not null and void. So we have to say Ashe to the one George Floyd. We're also going to take it back to our family. That's the way we build and have strategy. So as Miss Madame puts the names, we like to say a few things. They're never in vain. Ashe to Margarita, Angelina, Joanne, and of course, for Crystal for bringing the clarity here on. We also like to give respects to Mary Washington, and we can't forget Black August, the George Jackson. We're going to take it back to Ali's dad and grandma. Ashe, Ashe, your life lives on. It's a freestyle. It's not really a song, but that's all right. So much love to Yvonne. She was a young lord She toured, she poured, she gave her heart and soul to the community, like many therefore, and many, many more. George, Walter, Tez, oh my God, it doesn't end. The list goes on, we keep flowing. We like to say big up to John Francis Xavier Wade, and we were talking a little bit earlier for the Pride Parade. So hip hop parade, and here we all here for gay. We all merry and merry, and we like to say, hey, Marlene, George Jr., Anthony, and Lucy, you are all with us, and your spirit is so juicy. We light candles, we burn things at the altar, we pour some water for your sons and daughters, and here we are, because they can never ever slaughter. Our spirit lives on. We will not falter. We will stay strong like the roots of a tree. So thank you all for breathing with we. That's it. That's it. That's a little tribute to all of y'all. Next time, please drop some names. We're going to keep that tradition. We're trying to figure out how we do this 10-10 wins. But we are going to remember to start with libations. And if we forget someone, we'll give you space for names and end with libations. And big up to all the communities. Much love to the Bronx. Much love to New York City in general. Oh, and we can't forget anyone.
Mm-hmm.
Anyone.
Tiffany's in the house.
Whether you are
Mm-hmm.
whatever type of human or mammal, we like to say big up to Stubbs, one of the greatest animals. So, Stubbs, we love you. We think of the kitty cats all the time.
Mm-hmm.
Cats, they are kindred spirits. We love them. The earth, we love it. And you can say something. I'm going to cue something up here.
Cue something up.
And we're gonna close out. We're gonna close out.
Okay. In honor of folks that have gone before us, in honor of all of the revolutionary matriarchs here on the call, thank you for your work. Thank you for your mama-ship, your papa-ship, the hard work that you do. This is Marsha Pay It No Mind Johnson. She was a mother of the trans and queer liberation movement. She dedicated her life to helping trans youth, sex workers, and poor and incarcerated queers. So we're going to kick off Pride Month with a picture of her, and we have a few more. George Jackson. Yes.
And I think we'll just pass through. We got some stuff in here, so we're gonna pass through some things while I play some music. That's what we're gonna do. We want to close out in there. We're gonna close out right now. We're gonna close
and then
out.
we'll have the after party music.
After party
music. And that
music.
way, if you came in for 22 minutes and you got 75, then you feel happy.
It's all good. What up, Tiffany? Live from the epicenter of innovation
and creation.
We are 10-10 wins. You give us 10 what's good, and we'll give you a world. Another world is possible
because of you.
Thank you so much for tuning in. Every Monday at 10:10 p.m. we are going to flood the waves with good news. Send us your good news. Tell us your good news. Email us, message us, whatever you need. Text her. I don't have a phone. Whatever it is you need to do, we'll get it out to our zones and respective communities.
That's right. Thank you. From local to international, so no story is too little or too big for us to share. The fact that you are all here tonight is some great, 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 great news. So good to see you. Thank you for your voices. Thank you for your contributions.
And this is for the good news of the people. Ambrosia, shoot to kill. For all of y'all out there protesting and knowing what the deal is, we're going to keep riding. We're going to keep surviving. And we're going to keep striving and uniting. That's what it is. Right. So, love y'all. Yeah. 400 shot and killed and this year just started. That's only by the police, not including retardeds. Part of my friendship for letting me correct. Tell me what response deserve all the respect.
When you make it in your honor, don't care about your honor each year. Average energy, including with Obama. Tell me you're gonna crack, give a motherfuck. Them same patriarchs fight for mothers killing sons. Them same allegots by the water blocking the sun. Them same ass marks by the border shooting guns. Come, I got a story to tell about this youth name. Well, I met him in jail. Learned a few things, cause he couldn't make bail. See, freedom ain't reign, so he's locked in his cell. That's the child of that. On his people, he wouldn't sing till them all go to hell. It's over. Soon you will see through our eyes. I'm when you look and realize. Soldier, you're too dead. It's over. Two lives for the lost souls. Two bars for barcodes. Too smart for them smartphones. My telepath till the soul stars ringtone. Peace told to the marshal. Secretly barred the Mars code. City are colossal. University cities unfold. Rock roll. Find they place or mind they place. Let them know their house ain't safe. Their kids ain't safe. Let them know their spouse will wait for rise and wait. Let them know despite they fake, their souls will shake. Follow them home. Shake them out while I'm in zone. And I ain't talking no browser. Search for the chrome. This back can get louder. You never alone. They say quiet, get louder. Beanie to Simone, bro. Goddamn Mississippi.
Thank you so much. We love you.
We love you.
Mwah. Besos. Ciao.